Hello to all students and teachers. My name is Antoine Fogel, and I'm the Behavioral Health Specialist here at Reedsville Middle School. I also serve Reedsville High School and also Monroe Elementary School. And I'll be sharing a social and emotional lesson with you as we get prepared to re-enter schools for uh, face-to-face learning. The topics that I'll be covering with you today are going to be managing emotions and supports in my school. And this is day 3 of the middle school SEL lessons. If the teachers were going over the SEL lessons face to face with students, they would most definitely set some ground rules to make sure that everyone felt safe and that their opinions and emotions were respected and guarded. So once you return back for face to face education, and if the teachers do these lessons with you in person, more than likely some ground rules will be set to make sure everyone feels safe. Let's take a brief moment for everyone to think about what social and emotional learning means to them, or what you've heard about social and emotional learning, or exactly what social and emotional learning is. So I'll pause here to give everyone a brief moment just to think about what their definition or their concept of what social and emotional learning is. Okay. Social and emotional learning is the process through which children and adults understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. Let's take a moment to watch this brief video about why social and emotional learning is important to school districts across America.
I'm a data guy, I like numbers, and we have a lot of evidence that social emotional learning has made a difference.
We had a graduation rate of 62%. Last year, we put up a record-breaking 84%.
Over the last 5 years, our expulsions have been cut in half.
We were suspending about 13,000 days of out-of-school suspension. We were 10 times the average for any school district in Ohio. And within that first year alone, we were able to reduce our out-of-school suspensions by 55%.
Attendance rates went up. We know that attendance is directly correlated to academic improvement and achievement, but it also had other outcomes that were extremely important, which is students feeling more connected to schools, educators having to think outside the box, helping students overcome some of the challenges that are in their life.
There's an 11-to-1 return on investment. So for every dollar invested in programming around social emotional learning, we're seeing that they're saving $11 on remedial programs, dropout prevention. There's lots of reasons that people are coming to the conclusion that this is something that we need to be prioritizing.
So social and emotional learning has been a huge asset to schools across the country. And it's no different here in Rockingham County schools. Some of the main reasons why social and emotional learning has proven to be so valuable is because it increases academic performance by 11 percentage points. It increases the ability to manage stress and depression for the students. There's a litany of reasons why Rockingham County schools have decided to invest in a social and emotional learning curriculum for our students. In Rockingham County schools, CASEL's 5 core competencies are the social and emotional learning tools that we use: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills are the 5 core competencies. I'll be going over self-awareness and self-management with you today. This slide just describes in more details some of the components of the 5 core competencies. Let's take a moment to do an activity. And I want you to take a moment to think about some of the challenges you may face as we re-enter school, and also what those challenges may look like in different people. So just take a moment to do that. Challenges may look different in different people. Some of the challenges that may be faced is depression, being sad, or not having a lot of energy, or just being down, anxiety, just feelings of being anxious. Some people may have issues with different adjustments they have to make as they re-enter school. And some students may just be under a lot of stress and pressure. So challenges look different for different students, but we want you to be aware of what challenges look like, what the challenges look like that you may face, and what challenges look like in others around you. Now, if you face some kind of challenge upon re-entering school, we want you to know how you can access your support system and who is your support system in school. So you can go to your administrators, your principals or assistant principals. You can go to your school counselor, your school psychologist, your school social worker, your school behavioral health specialist, your school resource officer. And if you have to reach out to a peer to help you access your support system, then make sure you do that. The last thing we want is for you to have an issue that you need help with and you not reach out for support. And that's why we're here, to help you and your families get through any challenges that you may face. So let's get into the topics that we're covering for today. We'll be going over self-awareness, self-management, and resiliency zone. And resiliency zone is from a community resiliency model. Let's take a moment to think about what your concept of resiliency is. And for those of you who have never heard of the term resiliency, we can use this definition. Resiliency is an individual's and community's ability to identify and use individual and collective strengths in living fully with compassion in the present moment, and to thrive while managing the activities of daily living. In other words, when you face challenges in life, the resources you use, the people, the places, and the things to overcome those challenges, and to get back to a state where you can be yourself and function optimally and achieve great things, is your ability to be resilient. One of the concepts of the CRIM model is recognizing what your resilient zone is. Now, your resilient zone, which is represented by the red line, is your ability to function optimally while you're dealing with stressors or other challenges in life. You can have things that cause your emotions to be high and bump you high out of your resiliency zone, or you can face challenges that may cause you to have some depression and put you low in your resiliency zone. But the important thing is to gain some knowledge and skills from our social and emotional lessons to help bring you back into that resiliency zone, to where you can cope with those pressures and function like yourself again. One of the ways to do that is to take a resiliency pause. A resiliency pause can help bring you back into a balanced state in mind and body. During this pandemic, it is so important to remember what else is true. For a moment, we will pause to invite you to call to mind your answers to the resiliency questions. What or who uplifts you? What or who gives you strength? What or who helps you get through hard times? So we want you to think about those things. What or who uplifts you? What or who gives you strength? What or who helps you get through hard times? And we'll give you just a few minutes more to think about answers to those questions. Okay, let's get into self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to accurately recognize one's own emotions, thoughts, and values, and how they influence behavior. And over to the right are some more components of self-awareness: identifying emotions, recognizing strengths, and so forth. This is an emotion wheel. If you have trouble identifying the emotions that you may experience, emotion wheel is a great tool to help you realize the emotions that you are feeling. We'll watch a brief video to show you how to come up with an emotion chart to help you explore your emotions.
So what kind of feeling words do you guys have? Do you know any feeling words? No. What do you think, Lucas? Mad. Mad is a feeling word. And you know what? Mad is one of our words right here. So what we're going to do is we are going to learn and make May. You've got a feeling word? Sad. Sad. Sad's right there. So what we're going to do today is to make an example so that you guys can all go home and with your grown-ups, you can make your own version of this. Because that way, when your lid is just starting to flip, and you know, wait a minute, if I talk about my feelings, if I name my feelings, I can get back to here to solve the problem. If you have all these words already out, then when you're super mad and your grown-up says, oh, how are you feeling right now? Or I have a hunch, right? Then you can go over and you can say, I feel like this. I feel like this. And all the feelings are okay, right? Are all feelings okay in that house? Yeah, always. Okay, all feelings are okay. It's okay to be mad. It's not okay to be mean. So when we read these different words, I want you guys to help me say where to put them. Now, Goose feels frustrated. She's super frustrated. When you are so frustrated, like when you build a tower, then the whole thing comes down, you work so hard on it. Which one should we put in? Mad. Frustrated. It could also be sad, right? And that's the thing, because feelings can go in lots of different places. Should we put them in both, Kane? Okay. And so when we can say to our grown-ups, I'm feeling really anxious right now, or I feel really worried about, that helps that security guard, that helps you get to a place where you'll feel more content and more cozy and more happy. My heart can feel so many feelings, and yours can too. Today, my heart is proud. How does your heart feel? Real moments are learning moments.
Okay. You may be a little bit older than the students in that video, but the exercise is one that could be very valuable to you as well. And using an emotion wheel to explore emotions that you may be feeling with your parents or with your teachers in school is a great way of becoming more self-aware in the things that may bring on feelings and emotions. This is some more self-awareness activities that you may do with your teacher once you re-enter school. Let's talk about self-management. Self-management is the ability to successfully regulate one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in different situations, like managing stress or controlling impulses or even motivating oneself. And to the right, you'll see some more components of self-management, like impulse control and being self-disciplined. One of the great ways that we've been taught to help students manage their emotions is grounding. And grounding is a CRIM skill that was taught in a training that we'll hopefully be sharing with students once school get back in. Now, grounding is about gravitational security. If the relationship to the earth is not safe for students, then other relationships don't develop ultimately. So when we are grounded, we have a sense of self in relationship to the present time and space. And we are not worried about the past or the future. And that goes hand in hand with remembering the people, places, and things that are sources of strengths to you. Now, you can use the grounding skill in many different ways. You can walk and pay attention to your footsteps. You can do it standing. You can lay down on a surface, or you can put your back against a wall, or you can sit in a chair to do grounding. I'm going to briefly do a grounding exercise with you. If you want to sit in a chair or lay on the floor and close your eyes, but this is how grounding should feel. I want you to pay particular attention to where your body is making contact with whatever surface that you are using to support yourself, be it your back on the ground or up against a wall, being it whatever body part is making contact, whatever chair you're sitting in, or if it's your hands, feeling a surface. The point is for you to really feel supported and feel that positional support of whatever object you're using to ground yourself. And you should be concentrating on that experience and not thinking about the things that have bumped you out of your resiliency zone. So take a moment, if you're standing or sitting, to just close your eyes and really think about how you're experiencing the objects that you are being grounded on, be it with your feet, with your legs, with your back, or whatever. And really concentrate and focus on that and leave the stress and tension of those experiences that cause you difficulty behind. Now, some children and adults who have experienced physical and emotional trauma may have difficulty with the skill grounding. So you may have to use some other resources to get help with getting back in your resiliency zone. And there are many skills that you can use, and they're called Help Now, Reset Now skills. You can listen for sounds in a room and really concentrate on those sounds. You can count to 10. You can go for a walk. You can drink a cup of water. You can feel the temperature in the room. But the skill is to leave whatever your stressful or troubling situation behind by focusing on whatever skill you're using to get focused on the here and now and to calm down and to become refocused and get back in your resiliency zone so you can function at your best. Now let's talk about self-management for this is extra activities that a teacher may be doing with you once you get back to face-to-face learning and in the classroom. My life has been full of terrible misfortune, most of which never happened. This is a popular saying, but the point being that you're the only person that experiences your feelings and emotions like you do. So you need to be kind and patient with yourself and watch the video as many times as you need to master some of the skills or practice the skills for self-awareness and self-management and staying in that resiliency zone. And if you have issues doing that, reach out to your support system. Once again, I'm Antoine Fogle, your behavioral health specialist, and I look forward to seeing you when you get back in school. Thanks for letting me share the social emotional lesson with you. Thanks. Bye.